Thursday. I am still feeling under the weather. I did not even get to stream yesterday. But I really want to test out some things today, so we're going to try out. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to play some Diablo, testing out the Pestilence set. They just made a change onto it. Basically making it to where now it's considered a corpse lance that shoots out of the body of whatever it does. So we're going to try out and see if we can do something interesting with that. Cool. Let's get into it. Go ahead and try this. Cool. First things first, we gotta put on the Pestilence. So let's get all that back in order. Using this ring. Okay. Now let's. Alright, and I'm going to take that one, swap that out. Alright, let's get the gems out of there. They had patch notes as of the 17th, basically stating that the Pestilence set, it's been changed back to a corpse lance from a corpse fragment. Also meaning that the thing that shoots out of it is considered a corpse lance. So we're gonna try a few things today. Let's see. Okay, well, first things first. We change this over to Obsidian. And that's my wife's alarm going off. Let's see. What do I want to do? Oh yeah. I was going to extract. And we're actually missing something. Oh my god. Act 3. Oh lord. So we're going to do an Act 3 real quick. So, lower difficulty. We're going to just keep lower difficulty so that we can just clean up this Act bounty real quick. Alright, anyway. Bone Spike. Go with a poison. Go with Bone Spear. Go with poison. Bone Armor. Actually, just pick Blood Rush for now so that we can hurry up and run around and do this bounty so that we can chase that out. Let's see. Get rid of this and get maybe from death, possibly. I think I was, but I can try that out. Okay, that's that. The ring's in place. I want to try to switch out what's cubed. Cube something different, but we'll also change out the ring here. I'll try doing that one. Why is this gray? Okay. Weird. Alright. It was Act 3, right? Alright, Act 3.
That is not possible.
It is grim out here, but we've seen worse.
Ooh.
The grave beckons. That is not possible.
Alright, one down. If I look super pale today, it's because I'm still feeling very sick and nauseous and just terribly bad today, so I do apologize for that. I will tell you though, as bad as I feel, I do have to get up today, and my daughter is having a award ceremony for her graduation. So I will have to leave a little bit early today to get ready for that. Well, it should be fun. Because I'm like super proud.
They should have run when they had the chance.
Weakness consumes you.
Alright. That one's down. Let's keep on trying. And, in case anyone's just tuning in, I ran out of materials to cube crap. So, I am right now just getting materials to cube some shit. So that I can, do this build that I'm wanting to try, because they just made a change to where now this set shoots off a corpse lance, quote unquote, instead of a corpse fragment. And let's see if I can make it even halfway decent. Where the corpse lance is actually doing decent damage. We'll see.
Help!
It still doesn't get affected by the rune you have, though, right? I don't know. I'm about to actually test that because they just made the change on the 17th to where it's considered a corpse lance. So if it's a corpse lance, then it's probably affected by the rune. Actually, I probably should test that before I go through all this trouble. Let's see, we can test it super easy though. First, we're going to take this. We're going to look at corpse lance. We'll put up oh, that's an easy way to tell. Stunning target. So if we see them constantly get stunned, was before, but they changed it to fragment, then changed it back. Yep, correct. They flip-flopped. And they also had in the patch notes, it said that it did 800% weapon damage. Now, right here, it doesn't say how much percent that it says. But in the patch notes, if you read it, it says it fires off a corpse lance at a nearby enemy that does 800%. So, let's go ahead and test it real quick also before I go through all this trouble and then, you know, find out it's not that case still. Alright, let's see. First, we'll just do this and then... Whoop. Nope, that's the case. Yes, it is affected by the rune. Because it is just stunning targets. So that is correct. Now it is affected by the rune again.
Your death nears.
Which isn't bad. If it's affected by the rune, you can get this one, which makes it to where they're stunned for 3 seconds. So then that means that this is being used more often, instead of just in conjunction with bone armor. Or you can change it to poison, to where you're gaining an extra 100% damage. So they just needed to change blood as power then, correct. Right now I'm just kind of setting it back to blood rush because I want to I'm trying to I want to cube these shoulders. I want to see how much damage these corpse lance can actually do now that it's changed back to corpse lance in conjunction with the set. But honestly, it might be better just to use the stun rune. I don't know. It's kind of a weird trade-off. Because if you use the stun rune, you're setting up this more often to where your bone spear is doing 131% more damage to enemies that are stunned. Or you use the poison one, which is increasing your damage by 100% all the time. So I don't know, it's kind of a weird trade-off. Anyway. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and cube it now. Yeah. And let's go ahead and set it. There we go. Alright, and then let's go ahead and change this to corpse lance. I also have a slight question. Do you need more damage or more... Would you take less hits in the face? Or would I prefer to take less hits in the face? Yeah, I know what you mean. Especially since the squishiness of the Necro is kind of always a question. I'm going to try out both, though. I'm going to see what it's like with the stun one, and then see what it's like with the poison one. Yeah, Torment 11 should be fine. Alright, so let's test this baby out and see what it's like now that it's got the rune. Oh wait, which rune did I pick? Slows the target. So it's either splinters or corpse lance has a 20% chance for ricochet. I'd rather this one because it slows the target up to 50%. And since you're shooting so many, 20% chance to ricochet is not that big of a deal compared to it.
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
I must have a cause.
I feel like the only bad thing was that I think I had to actually use corpse lance to proc my weapon. Which is weird because the firing right here of corpse lance should. That kind of sucks. I wish it wouldn't. I mean, I wish it would automatically count it as a ability instead of me actually having to cast it. I do feel like corpse lance, the lances that are coming out now, are doing actually a little bit more damage instead of before where they were tickling for like 11 mil. Now they actually feel like they're doing damage. You're having 4 stacks and 5. I'm losing. Should feel that way, but for some reason... Oh, there we go. There's a 5 star. Does it... Does it feel like it's slowing them is a question too. It's supposed to slow them by 10% stacking. Yeah, it's not stacking unless I actually use corpse lands. Like I actually have to physically use the skill itself, and then it's stacked. I mean, it's obviously the visualization for the poison corpse land. Another one of the kind of shit aspects is that it's that, okay, so Land of the Dead is where a majority of my like huge burst damage is going to be coming out of, right? Because after Land of the Dead ends, that's when I get my damage boost, right? But because after it ends, I pretty much have to rely on corpses extra in order to be doing, I don't know, it just feels like once Land of the Dead ends, my lances stop shooting as much. So then the whole point of them doing the damage kind of feels like, because the boost is gone from this. I mean, them changing it back to corpse lance is a little bit of a boost.
I need essence.
But it still almost makes it to where having it as poison almost makes it to where I have to like forcibly remember to cast it, which requires a body. So when I yeah, it's stacking. Can't see it now. It's hard to tell. I can't see buttons. Yeah. It's like I almost still prefer just to have Blood Rush instead, and then have it as almost the unruined version of the Corpse Lancer, and just have it as the secondary and not really trying to focus on that being like some kind of primary damage. That dude is using Thunder Fury. Oh yeah, Thunder Fury. What's really good to put on your little companion, you know? Slows attack speed.
That is not
Proxy.
possible.
Did you just wow me?
Not enough essence. No.
Or having the stun one might even be better, like I was saying a second ago, so that I'm feeling like I'm always getting the damage bonus from the ring. The funny thing was that the whole patch notes was literally that, and then one other thing was that they changed this back to Torch Lance, and there's like one other miscellaneous thing. Now, what would be really crazy, of course, like with anything with the Necro, is if you get a cooldown reduction shrine. Probably the best shrine in the game for you, because then you can just spam Land of the Dead. That would be really good for this too. But I mean, of course, with any of them that spam Land of the Dead, it's really good crazy. Still, almost like I said, prefer to have it unruined and then just have teleport. That way I can actually travel around a little bit faster and position myself better for shooting. I'm also kind of getting essence starved. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I wasn't getting essence starved before. Last time I tried this spec before they changed it. So I don't know what I'm doing that's different that's causing me to get this starved. I'm missing something.
I need essence.
Oh, that's what it is. That's causing me to be starved so much. I know now. Before I was using the Reaper Wraps in conjunction with the talent that would cause globes to give me. I mean, every time you consume the corpse, it gives globes. And basically made it to where I wouldn't be starved so much.
Light embraces you.
Yeah, switch a few things, try out a little thing. Yeah. Let's switch a few things around. What rift level is this? I'm not doing any rift levels right now. I'm testing out builds, so I'm kind of just doing a actual Nephilim. But if you had to put a rift level on, I could tell you. Let's see. Stuns. Additional lands. See, the problem is if I switch it from this, I'm going to lose the extra 400% damage bonus it's getting from that. But I'm going to gain the stun. This I'm going to switch to this.
I've hardly
I'm
seen
going
her
to switch
rest
these
since we
back
met.
to Reaper Wraps.
Now you know why angels and demons fear the Nephilim, Lorath.
Alright. It would be around Rift level 50. Somewhere around there. To be honest with you, this set can't push that high. I don't know, at least I haven't seen it push high at all.
Unleash your power.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so the bags are doing mediocre damage, which is kind of shitty. But CC is like crazy. Yeah, I'm not really liking it now again because it's starting to do very little damage even with the Lancer. So let's see. Let's try that one. Let's see how that goes. Morning, bro. What's going on this morning? Rebecca graduates this morning, by the way. Alright, actually this afternoon. Going to the award ceremony. There's a little award ceremony they like give out for like, you know, perfect attendance, and then they're like, oh my god, you got that, and then, you know, they're like, best reader, best speller, you know, that kind of, they do that fun jazz. Kind of excited for it, even though I'm still like really not feeling good. I don't know if you can see, but I'm feeling ultra pale this morning, just sick to my stomach. And I honestly think I know what it was. Is I ate some of these like gummy bears that were like these special gummy bears, and ever since I ate them, I've had just a sick feeling, sick to my stomach, having the diarrheas and stuff, man. It's just terrible. So apparently gummy bears are my bane. They are my curse. They're my kryptonite. I'm not joking. Like, I ate them and immediately, like, a couple of days ago, I started feeling sick. And then, like, all of a sudden, I just felt like terrible, vomity, backs hurting, necks hurting. I mean, it just caused all kind of physical issues. Gummy bears. Evil ass gummy bears. No, not special gummy bears. Oh, no. This was just normal. Look, I didn't even get the bag. I'll not to eat it. Alright, I'm going to do a public service announcement right now. Alright. Hi, guys. My name is Saxon. I'm not a paid actor. I fucking hate these gummies. Never eat these things. It's world's best tasting gourmet gummies. Like, and okay, I'm just going to throw this out here. Besides the fact that this has given me sick to my stomach for the last 2 days because I ate them. I'm only assuming that. This is the last thing I ate. It is ridiculous. 1, they didn't taste that gourmet. 2, the design of this bag is quite possibly the stupidest thing. Because this little thin area, right? You can't even fit your arm through. And this is where all the gummies are. So it's as if they designed it to where if you're an adult, you're not even supposed to eat these anyway. Because they're scared an adult's going to sue them for the child vomiting. I don't know. But it literally has been the most horrific experience of my life. Do not eat this crap. I don't know if y'all are seeing this right or if it's flipped. Hold on. I might have to flip the camera. Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no, that's upside down. Why is it all... I have never noticed that. It's all flipped. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. Now you can read. The world's best tasting gourmet gummies that will get you sick to your stomach and cause vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Do not eat. And plus, the bag design's stupid. Look at it. Look. You're meant to fit your hand through an opening this big to get the gummies. And you can't pour them. They're fucking gummies. They stick together. Alright. I'm done ranting on the thing that has caused me physical harm for the last, 2 days. Don't eat them. That's all I can say. Alright, anyway. That company is gonna contact me. Excuse me. You saw that you were hating on our gummies. We're gonna send you a lifetime supply of these gummies. No! My garbage will have a lifetime supply of those gummies. Those are worse than the sugar-free gummies from a while back. I don't know if y'all remember that, but yeah, sponsorship denied. But they used to have these gummies that were sugar-free. You can get off Amazon, and I forget the brand name, but they would cause instant bodily reaction to them. And every one of the reviews was like, this caused me to sit on the toilet for 12 hours straight. Hey, I can't. What's happening today, man? I'm just describing what's been going on for me for the last 2 days and exactly what happened yesterday and why I didn't stream. And it was 100% the reason was because I ate some apparently bad gummies that got me extremely sick. And yesterday I woke up feeling like I just would rather have died than wake up. It was rough. Mental and spiritual pain coming from gummy bears that immediately gave me every side effect you ever see on those commercials that are describing some medical medicine. But back to the task at hand. I am feeling like I'm glad they changed this corpse lance back to, and I was kind of depressed in a way because when I saw that they had patch notes up, I was like, okay, good, they're patching stuff, they're changing it. Maybe they changed the poison crap. No, it's still the same. The only thing they changed was the pestilence set, and how the pestilence set now fires a corpse lance instead of a corpse fragment. So it is now affected by the rune. So I'm testing that out now and I'm trying it out. The only problem, there's two issues that I'm having with it, is that it doesn't proc this right here, the death sight, unless I actually use it. So all the free cast doesn't technically count as a cast. It's just like an automatic thing. So that kind of sucks. So I have to physically cast it. But, I mean, that's not a big deal. Every, fucking 15 seconds having to push one button to get an extra 100% damage, not a big deal for me. The other issue that I'm having is it doesn't feel like the damage output's been increased much, because a lot of the damage that comes from any of these Necromancer sets comes from the minute that landed the dead ends, right? The minute landed the dead ends, you're getting your huge damage percent boost. from Land of the Dead. So, unless I fire a Corpse Lance manually, I'm not getting that bonus damage on any of my Corpse Lances, right? Which sucks. Because the whole cool thing is that when you pop Land of the Dead, you're constantly firing them. It's firing them. It's firing them. But when it ends, you're not firing them at all because most of the time all the corpses get eaten by your devouring aura. So I still feel like something. I don't know. I feel like they changed it. It's a little bit better. I do feel like they do more damage overall, but I think they still need to make some adjustments towards the set or that weapon for poison. I mean, I'm trying to see if I can make the damage of Corpse Lance actually respectable. So I went ahead and I actually cubed up the pauldrons, which Corpse Lance damage is increased by 20% for 3 seconds when you consume a corpse, stacking up to 15 times. So I'm constantly having max stacks on it while Land of the Dead's proccing. But, as I said once again, most of my damage comes from when Land of the Dead actually ends. So that's kind of a drawback. But while it's up, I mean, I do feel like, as you can tell, it's doing not that bad of damage. A lot better than it was before, where it was trickling for like 18 mil damage instead of, you know, a respectable amount. Anyway, fair warning, today my stream will be cut short for anyone who cares. My daughter's graduating today, so they're having an awards ceremony. That will be taking place at around 2 o'clock, to my understanding, which means that I will probably have to cut off the stream at about 1 o'clock or so to get ready. And then... Oh, sorry. And then later on tonight I will probably be back on. And also considering my daughter will be getting out of school and she will no longer be going to school past this for summer, I'm going to be streaming a little bit more often during the day and for longer times during the days. I do plan on doing a 24, not like a 24 hour, but like a 12-hour stream coming up. Just a straight 12 hours. And bouncing between games to games within that 12 hours. So I might be playing some Diablo, might be playing some HOTS or some Overwatch. As you can tell, I like Blizzard games. So, give that a shot. And if you want, just follow me on Twitter, and I'll keep you updated on that 12-hour stream. It might be this weekend, actually. Or sometime next week. Let's see. Alright, so let's take a look here. Let's see what we can do. I'm feeling that the ricochet is not that big of a deal. This was at least reducing the damage they did. I'm still using that. See, the problem I have with Bone Prison is that it's a 10% chance, and that sucks. I wish it was 20%. Like, most proc abilities are 20%, so it doesn't make really any sense. I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if this stacks with this, so it would make them crawl pretty much, but I mean, I wouldn't really be doing an increase in damage. I don't really see any kind of other ones. 15% increased damage sounds like a lot, but it's really not that great compared to 4 seconds of immunity to everything. Oh, and also one set that I do want to test, and I'm probably not going to do it today because it might take too long to set up. And like I said, I am on unlimited time today. Is right here. I have a bunch of ancient pieces that I've kind of been gathering to try to make that work. So I'm thinking about using it with just a primary only build. I do have these pants. So primary resources only. I was going to try like maybe something along those lines. I'm still missing a few things. Like I would need a helm. I don't think I have a helm or a belt. So there's still a few things that I need that are ancient in order to make it really work. But I wanted to definitely try that. A primary only around siphon blood. So it's just basically I'm constantly siphoning blood and it's constantly proccing like a free blood nova. Something along those lines. I wanted to try that out. What I'll probably do is I'll grind out the gear off stream to try to get it up and running, and then I can be able to show y'all on stream. So I don't know how much I would love to see me just sit there and bang my head against the wall if I don't get the ancients I need. I do have an ancient neck piece I can wear for sure, but I would really love to get an ancient neck piece of that. So let me see if I can get better amulets. Amulets.
I cannot afford that.
Explosion. I wish I could do a Thorns build, but that takes really specific legendaries in conjunction with this set. And they have to be ancients that I just do not have. Come on now, come on now. Find me one at least half decent. Shit. You know what's sad is I think this one, what's an extra second that I get it for. Damn. Alright. I was hoping for an ancient one of this neck piece, because if I do that set, that's one of the things I'd want to do for sure. I mean, that's pretty much the one you always kind of want to do with it. I thought that would be very interesting.
That is not possible.
I mean, it's a good change they did, but I still don't think it's in line with the pet set. The pet set's still too strong compared to the others. There's still some adjusting we need to do. They addressed the small issue, but not the larger picture. That's what I feel like. The larger picture being that they need to nerf the poison, or they need to buff the rest of it. See, like, this is when it's going to get crazy. Is when I can just constantly proc Land of the Dead over and over again. do a cooldown reduction shrine. Because we're gonna have Land of the Dead up while having Land of the Dead up. Making it to where those spears do a whole hell of a lot of damage.
You will make a fine cook.
And if anyone else has been testing the Necro and found a better way to build this this set, you know, let me know. I'm up to trying and learning with it. But so far, this is about the best that I've seen with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like it can progress really further past this. Unless I'm missing something. I'm totally bonkers, and I missed something cool.
That is not possible.
What? Get an achievement, I have no idea what or how. What is that one all about? What is that sometimes about? Oh. Kill enemies with corpses. That's cool. I also read yesterday they had something about Twitch boxes now or something. Very interesting. Like loot boxes for Twitch. I read it on the Twitter feed. On the Twitch Twitter. Oh, the OG Geekster, thanks. I appreciate the follow, man. Thank you. What's going on today? Right now, I am just testing out the Pestilence set with the changes that they made towards it to where now it counts as a corpse lance. Because I was kind of dead curious. Just working from home today, thanks for asking. That's good, man. It's always good to have a job that you're able to actually like work from home and relax a little bit at the same time. I used to work IT before I got unemployed, and my boss always hated when we worked from home because he claimed that we never really did much work. Quincho, hi. How's the new changes working on the set? I still find I run into the problem where I don't feel like I'm doing a whole crap load of damage. It is nice though, because now the actual corpse lances coming off the 2-piece feel like they actually do a little bit of damage, compared to before where they were hitting for like 10 mil, which was terrible. I read the patch notes, and the other kind of issue that I was having was they changed it to corpse lance. But if you read the patch notes, it says that it does 800% weapon damage. If you look at the baseline corpse lance, it says 900%. So for some reason on the 2-piece, they took off 100%. But it doesn't say it right there. Quincho, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. I solved that problem by becoming my own boss, which was very nice. Technically, right now, I'm unemployed doing this, so I am my own boss also. But, what was I getting at? Oh, yeah. I feel like it still lacks. Because a lot of the damage that all the Necro sets come from right now is this right here. For the Land of the Dead, Devour. The problem is that your damage bonus from Land of the Dead doesn't come in until after it ends, right? So you're no longer having all these extra little, your 2-piece is no longer just spamming as it does when Land of the Dead's happening. So I feel like the damage is like, you're not getting the full potential, you know? I think what they might need to do is change this neck piece, okay, to make it to where while Land of the Dead is active, you get a stacking bonus for damage, much like Archon. Specifically in the month. Oh yeah. the stress at the end of the month comes hard. Especially since I'm married and have a wife. And a daughter. But I feel like they need to either change this to where you gain the damage bonus percentage stacking while Land of the Dead is active. And it would make this set even feel a little bit better. Or change this altogether. Because that and this is currently what's breaking the Necromancer, making it to where all builds are poison. And all builds have Land of the Dead devouring aura in them. So they're kind of feeling boring right now in a sense. Because you're always having, this is your main hand, this is your cubed item, and you're always having this neck to get the optimized version of the Necro. I hope they change the poison item. I do too, man. And I was actually kind of excited because when I saw that they had patch notes up, I thought, hey, let's see what they change. And the only change is that they changed the 2-piece back to Corpse Lance. When it first came out, it was Corpse Lance. They changed it to a corpse, like spike, quote unquote. So it wasn't technically a Corpse Lance. And then now they changed it back. Have a wife and kids, and I would trade. Okay, the OG. Okay, I'm just gonna say. You said I have a wife and kids, and I would trade them for anything. So if someone came up on the street and they were like, "Hey, I have a pack of oranges," and you're like, "I have a wife and kids. Let's make a trade." I've always wanted oranges. Yeah, I'm very pumped too, man. I'm excited. I just hope they still change some things. I hope that some things still kind of go through the working. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel like I'm stuck with, you know, having certain items to be able to even optimize it to the maximum it can. Because, like, for instance, when you get your 6-piece for most sets, right? You feel like there's a damage spike, and then you kind of fill in, especially on like seasons, you fill in with your legendaries as you get them, and then you can go a little higher, you know? But a lot of the sets you feel like, wow, there's a huge damage spike. But with most of the Necromancer sets, it's like I feel like the damage spike doesn't even come from that. Most of the damage spike just comes from stacking cooldown reduction with Land of the Dead and the Zodiac ring. So that's kind of like an awkward feeling, you know? I don't like the only element viable is poison. Yeah. I've tried a bunch of the other builds, not poison. And I just ran into the problem where my damage was so low that it felt terrible, you know? A lot of times I gained a lot of survivability, but my damage became just like I was throwing paper at people. Why Blizz made that I have no idea. They said Necro is more kind of physical and cold. I don't understand. I know what you mean. They were kind of wanting to center around it, but I think what they were going for was they wanted to make the Necro also kind of have some kind of viable poison, so they thought that would be the solution. But it's almost as if they put a boot on the car, and now it's just like you're pretty much stuck with it. Maybe they should rework it. Each time you deal elemental damage, increase that damage. That's actually a good thought. I would prefer that, even if they nerf the damage of it by like 50% stacking. It would feel better than the poison. But then even with the poison, you don't feel like you're doing a whole lot of damage. It's kind of weird, you know? They're gonna work on it though. I have faith that Blizzard's, they've been listening and they've been making small changes here and there. Hopefully, because I mean, like the other classes, they kind of fall into that category also, where there's like one set that kind of dominates all other sets. Oh, this is a weird new glitch too. See, it's like a little dot. I've only been seeing that since they patched. And also some of the legendaries in my inventory, instead of having like, let's just say they're a gold border, it's like a black border. So it's kind of weird. So I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like, them changing this back to Corpse Lance is just like showing that they are trying to make things feel a little bit better than they do, you know? And I just made like a complete circle. Now, that's not saying that I'm not having fun with the Necromancer. This set's pretty fun. It feels, like I said, it feels a little weak, but at the same time, it's very enjoyable popping Land of the Dead and then just watching Corpse Lance after Corpse Lance just shoot across the screen. You know? It's visually appealing to see that right there. Even though technically it's not doing much. What I wanted to try to do was, Corpse Lance has a rune, okay, and I was trying to create like a synergy, and I found that it was working out, but it wasn't, I don't know, the damage that I was lacking from the Corpse Lance actually even doing like semi-decent damage kind of sucked compared to the damage that I was gaining from it. But Corpse Lance has a rune that makes it to where every time you shoot one, it stuns a target for 3 seconds. So it was working in conjunction with this ring where your Bone Spear does an extra 100% against stun targets. So it felt like, you know, you were having them constantly stunned, your Bone Spear was doing more damage. But I felt like all of a sudden the Corpse Lance started to feel like tickle damage again. Like it wasn't even, I wasn't even able to kill a mob with a Land of the Dead, just the Corpse Lance themselves. Plus, you kind of get, no matter what, every build has bone armor right now, and every build always uses the poison bone armor, so you get your stun from there. And since I'm using Zodiac, I gain the cooldown reduction. I'm constantly having him stunned anyway. There's some items that could use a good little rework or changes. I mean, technically, they only just released the legendaries, like maybe a week or two ago, onto the beta server. So they're gonna. It's gonna take a little time, but they might make some changes. Blizzard likes to take their time with changes and patches. I mean, look at Diva in Overwatch. She at one point stayed uber strong for I don't know how long. Until they finally release some kind of nerf on her, but like not a nerf, but just the one to balance her out, so she's not that crazy strong ever again, you know. And it worked out really well. And that's what they do. You know what's interesting is apparently Corpse Lance is not considered a projectile because it's not being slowed by this guy's sphere. It's kind of interesting. Will the Necro make meta, you think? I mean, it has to, so people buy it. It will. I mean, right now the support Necro is really strong because it's one of the few support classes that can pretty much do like freezing combined with actual good damage. It can still put out very decent damage. The curses. This needs to be based on Corpse Lance and not Bone. I think it needs to be like this set needs to be changed from the Pestilence set and just call it like Bone set. Make it use Corpse Lance, make it use Bone Spirit, make it so that it has a variety. Like instead of making the final set piece, I talked about this yesterday too, I think. But instead of making it to where it empowers your Bone Spear. Make it to where Bone Spear increases the damage the mobs take by 1,000 from other abilities like Bone Spirit or Corpse Lance. So then that also makes it to where when you're throwing your spear and then you proc this, you feel like you're nuking something because it's also doing an extra 1,000%. And then you can use Bone Spirit as like a single target nuke, you know? Make it focus around Bone in general, because they don't really technically have a set that does that. They have the Bone Armor set, but that completely revolves around Bone Armor. Yeah. Oh, no matter what, I'm getting Necromancer. It was my favorite class in D2, and so far I've been having a lot of funner time on it than I do on my current like wizard that I play and stuff like that. I think they leave a lot of opportunity to make even more classes, you know. I've mentioned this before, but they have a werewolf and a werebear model now in the mobs. There's a new werewolf and werebear model. There's also like some other weird models, so there's a possibility they might bring Druid over.
My favorite is Druid. I hope they add Druid next. And that's what I'm saying. Like they have a werewolf model now. They just added it in, and they have a werebear model. So they technically might be prepping for Druid as the next one. And honestly, it all depends on whether or not the Necro does well, most likely. Because they're not going to go ahead and make a whole new character if the Necro pack doesn't sell at all. You know? We don't have like a character. Yeah, we definitely don't have one that's like based on what you change into, kind of changes what you do. It would be a hard thing to balance though, because like in Diablo 2, you had the different skills that you can pump up for werewolf and werebear specifically. But like, how would they do that in this? You know, create like skills specifically designed for those guys would be a little rough. Oh.
I need to go back.
I mean, there's a possibility that it can be done. You know, just make it to where they have shapeshift as one of the, like right here, you go to shapeshift, and then the next one would be, you know, like werebear, and the next one would be werewolf or something. But then you would specifically, those abilities would be specific for those, so that would be the only downside. Alright, what was I shooting for? An amulet, right? Yeah.
You should take a look. I cannot afford
I was looking
that.
for a legendary version of this, or at least a better version of the one that I have equipped. Oh, crap. Crap. Well, poop. Now see, I was discussing this earlier. What I was changing this to a while ago was this one. Stuns the target for 3 seconds. But the issue with that is I lose 100% damage on my spear because it changes it from poison, of course, to physical. And the other bad thing is that now this lance that it shoots out turns to physical, so it loses the 500% damage bonus also. So like it feels like it's just back to tickling them. I tried this one a little bit, but I felt like the ricochet wasn't that big of a deal. This one actually slows the target by a lot and then reduces the damage they do. So it kind of makes me a little bit tankier in conjunction with it. I wish I could try something else like a poison or cold. I mean a physical or cold build with it. But unfortunately, it's just not optimal at all. Alright, let's see. And in case y'all wondering, I am trying to get together a set to build with the Legacy of Nightmares. So that's why I'm trying for a legendary of this. Because right now I am actually, let me start separating my pieces for it. Let's see. I wanted to do that. Let's see. Because what I was going to do was I was going to build a Siphon Blood build with it, where it's a primary only. I don't have any of the secondary resources spenders, and I was going to go with this right here, the Iron Maiden, to where Siphon Blood now procs a Blood Nova when you're at full health. So try that, and that's what I was going to give a shot and see if it works. Now this kind of sucks too, because like this doesn't have any of the channels that you do. Technically you only have one channel, but still. I have this instead. So So I think I was still lacking boots. I have bracers. I have legendary bracers everywhere. I just needed boots, a belt, and a neck piece. Now I do have these boots. If all else fails, I could slap on a different set piece of the different ones, you know, and just use those as a filler. But I wanted to try that with nothing but pets, right? And then use a primary only with aquatic and see what I could do with that. I was just curious about how that would work. I wanted to do a Thorns build originally, but I don't have a Heart of Iron, and I don't have anything ancient for Thorns. So there's a little bit of that. And as I said, I'm sorry if I'm a little out of it today. I ate an infected gummy bears, and I got very sick from it. And as you can tell, I probably look all pale and nasty today, is mainly because there was gummy bears that gave me a very bad tummy ache. And I'm not just talking about a tummy ache. I'm talking about the mother of all tummy aches. I don't know what was in them. Something was wrong with them. I don't know. But ever since I ate them like 2 days ago, I have had the worst pains and shit. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I highly suggest you never eat that gummy brand. I actually have it right here as an example. Gourmet gummies. Horribly designed bag, and also gave me terrible diarrhea. Were they sugar-free? No, I did not get the ones off Amazon that are sugar-free that instantly give you stomach pains and diarrhea. They are technically gluten-free and fat-free. That's any consolation. Oh shit. But oh god, man. Yeah, if you ever want a good laugh, go on to, is it still on Amazon, I wonder? But they had those sugar-free gummy bears, and like the reviews of them were, I think one of them described it as, if you want one night of hell sitting on your toilet for 12 hours, wondering why you decided to even buy this product. This is the product for you. You know what else I haven't checked? The leaderboards for Necros in a while. I kind of wonder if the top one's still at 100 Greater Rift. We'll check in a sec. See what it looks like. Before they added in legendaries, the top, I think the top ones were like 80 something, and it was a mix between the blood set and the what's the guesstimated release of the Necro pack? Could not be honest with you. I don't know. I think, feeling it, they still got a lot of work to do, so maybe a few more months. Hell, they might even wait to announce it at BlizzCon when it's going to be released this year. But I feel like it's coming along, but they still are lacking quite a few things. They have no legendary bracers for them, for instance. There's still like balancing issues that still need to be worked out, and they're trying to work out, and it's still in closed beta. So maybe by the end of the year? Yeah, somewhere around Halloween, getting towards the end of the year. That might be it. And price-wise, there's been some quote-unquote leaks. I've never seen anything like concrete evidence, but they were saying like maybe like $9.99 or $14.99 or something like that. What you think about it is like really not that much anymore. You buy a fucking McDonald's meal for like $8, and that's a one-time thing that you eat. This is like, you know, $9, and you get hours of enjoyment out of it. So I think it's worth it. Hell, when my family goes to McDonald's, it comes out as like a, you know, $17 fucking meal or more, depending on whether or not my daughter feels like she wants chicken nuggets or hamburgers or what.
I must wait.
Trying to get resource stuff. Nothing changed though. Wait, sorry, I stepped away. Are we thinking season 11? I don't know if they're gonna hold. I think they're gonna hold off for the next season release date, you know, for the Necro to come out. But considering that I feel like the Necro is still like half finished, about halfway. They don't have bracers for them. They only have one belt currently for them, and it's completely revolved around curses. So compared to the other classes, it's still lacking a lot of legendaries specifically for them. And I would hope that they would try to make it almost even in a way, you know? So that even if the next season starts, they're still probably either going to hold off, or it's just going to come out with the next season and they're going to rush it at that point and just be like, well, it's not completely finished, so let's just release it and then finish it afterwards, you know? Yeah, because you also got to consider that Diablo isn't their breadwinner money-wise. I mean, it did make them quite a little, you know, it wasn't a failure. But it's not like it's WoW or right now Overwatch, you know. It's not their moneymaker. So anything they do is going to take a lot of time with it. Alright, so probably season 12 around Halloween, so yeah. Exactly like Yellow's saying. Around Halloween, most likely. Sometime either that or like right after BlizzCon. Because you know how BlizzCon is sometimes. So like, and you can play it today. And then they release it that day. Beta starts right now. And everyone at BlizzCon is like, wow, that's cool. Now I gotta go to my hotel room for a while. I went to BlizzCon once. My brother actually took me as like a present, and it was the year that they announced Heroes of the Storm, and we got to play Heroes of the Storm over there. And it was the same year Blink-182 played, and it was really fun. I had a great time. Unfortunately, one of my brother's friends was sick, and then he got my brother sick because, like, you know, we were all hanging out and everything. And I only assumed he like sneezed directly on him at one point or another. But Necro is coming out in season 11 unless some critical bug shows up. Oh, Haleywood. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that it might be season 11 and they have everything balanced out at that point. But I don't know. It's still technically in closed beta now. So it might be a little while longer. But if no one's ever gone to BlizzCon, I highly suggest one day you do take a trip out there. At least once. Because, like I said, I went one time and it was extremely fun. You know? Had a great time. I was really excited when I went because it was the year that the Reaper of Souls was announced also. So, like, I got to test play Reaper of Souls. I was trying it out. I was so excited about Crusader, which ended up sucking when it first came out for a while. But, you know, whatever. But I was like super excited and everything, and I also got to play Heroes of the Storm over there for the first time, so that was really fun. I watched a guy have a heart attack in the line or something, I don't know. They strolled him out on an ambulance while he was waiting, because we were standing in line for a good fucking like 5 hours plus. That was one thing too. We went to the we tried to go to the basically gift shop, and I think we waited, I don't know, 3 or more hours in line on the gift shop, and by the time we got to the end of it, there was a lot of stuff sold out. They ran out of large shirts completely on all shirts, all different kinds. The large sold out immediately, so I had to get like a size up.
I wish you luck, hero.
So, what's up, Bruce? What's going on, man? How's everything going today? If you're wondering, I am testing out the Pestilence set after the change from yesterday in the patch notes to where now Corpse Lance, it's considered a Corpse Lance with the 2-piece. It was a Corpse Fragment before, now it's a Corpse Lance. And it feels a little bit better, but it still feels a little weak. It still needs a little bit of fine-tuning. Those feel like they actually do a little damage now. There'll be not a whole lot, still a little bit, but you playing on the close quarter builds I was playing the other day? Hella fun? Yeah, I like that one, man. That one to me was one of the funner ones that I was trying out. And this is fun. I'm actually I'm happy they made the change to this set to change it back to Corpse Lance. I still, like I said, I think they need to tweak the numbers or change a little bit about the set still, but it's actually really fun. I'm having a good time with it. Not able to progress a whole lot, but that's alright. Sometimes it's not about pushing, it's just about having fun. But I am, in a way, also trying to build a LON set. I'm still missing a few pieces just to like get it together and test it out. But I want to try to build one with a primary spender as the life drain, and only the life drain with the offhand that makes it to where procs at. Hey! Had Bon Yoke. I am sorry if I'm butchering that. Thanks for the follow, man. Thanks for being a friend. I like playing the blood skills and passes of the Lance build. More challenging, yeah. Definitely is, definitely is. But I want to try that primary only with the life drain, with the offhand that makes it to where it procs the Blood Nova with the LON set. Basically make it to like using, you know, skeletons, golem, just everything that does not cost resources and a curse of some kind. Most likely, of course, frailty. And then just kind of change it from there and see what'll work, see what won't work. And I'm sorry if I ever butcher anyone's names there. I am a little under the weather still. I was under the weather yesterday and today. And also I'm from Louisiana, so I just speak like an asshole sometimes and can't pronounce words right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, Demi Necro, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And a good old James Baxter to you. The globes. Just so many health globes. You've got family down here in Louisiana? Did they move here from somewhere else, or are they originally from Louisiana itself? Because, pretty much my family comes, I think like my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather were from Scotland. So I'm like, I don't know, a good 50% Scottish. And then the other half of my family is French, and then a bunch of different nationalities mixed in. So mostly French and Scottish. I don't know why the hell this comes into play with anything, but moved down here years ago. It's groovy. Louisiana's cool, except for the weather. I mean, the sudden floods and you know, like, all jokes aside, you know, it's like haha floods, but literally about a few months ago I had water in my bedroom about an inch deep. So like when you hear those jokes about haha, you know, it floods in Louisiana, it actually really does. I mean, the other day we had a flash flood, and one of my friends was watching people's cars float down the street. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Besides that, Louisiana's got great food. It's like a seafood haven. But it's occasionally, you know, you gotta learn how to swim, you know, because it's just flooding everywhere. I'll actually pause it for this. Okay, so when I said my friend watched a person's car float, he pulled over into a gas station, got out, sat on the hood of his car because it was flooded everywhere. And on the other side of the street was a gas station. And there was a dip that would happen before you went in a gas station, but a lot of people didn't know that. And so they just saw water, and they were like, they thought it was even. That's how high the water was. They thought it was even. So every time a car would come, it would go, doom, nosedive. The water would go up to the windows and then come back out. He sat on his car, watched them, and laughed, and was just screaming it's a trap every time they went in. Necro has fixed the survivability issue. Yes. That is one thing too. They have to build up their survivability really, like the pet set. You have to hit 50 times with your pets. This set, you have to shoot your bone spear 25 times in order to get your survivability up. The bone armor set, you have to get 10 stacks of bone armor, which actually isn't that hard if you hit 10 minions, but against like if you die against, let's just say, a Rift Guardian, and you come back up, you're only getting one stack every maybe 5 or 6 seconds. So it takes quite a while to build back up your survivability. And then the blood set is the same thing. You got to build up stacks very slowly. Unlike Crusader, where all you gotta do is pop one ability, there's your invulnerability. Or Hammerden, where you just have to use one ability and there's your survivability. Or Wizard, you throw down one orb, there's your survivability. Or you burn one person, there's your survivability. But with this, you gotta constantly be casting something over and over again a whole bunch of times, or have your pets hit a whole bunch of times. So like when you first come back up, you're susceptible to one-shots quite a lot and higher greater rifts. I think if they added in also, another thing that kind of sucks is it's all 6-piece sets, but all armor. None of the sets have a belt or something else in it to where you can flip-flop and get maybe like the 2-piece here using the bone armor damage, you know, or something like that. Like, I mean, it doesn't really affect it except for like this one, you know, Blood Rune, or this where you shoot a corpse lance. This 2-piece combined with this would be nice, because everything would take 850% more damage. So when you popped Devour Land of the Dead, you could be using this set 2-piece with this to be doing a lot of damage with corpse lance, but you can't do it right now, no matter what, which kind of sucks. There's a lot of classes that you can mix match sets, and it just kind of sucks they don't have that available. I feel like Necro is an extremely lazy effort. If you don't see anything different from what I'm seeing now, I will not be purchasing it. Hey man, to each his own, you know. I mean, I do feel like right now it's not a good chance. I guess it's good to look at it right now But keep in mind, it's still in closed beta, Caser. So we still got a ways down. They could make some changes. It could be a lot better. And they probably will. They probably will make some changes to make it a lot better. What was I saying I wanted to look at? Oh, I wanted to see on the leaderboards if there was anything different. Oh, this guy pushed up one level, so he went to 101. Alright. And it's still kind of... yeah, they're still the same. Nothing really changed on the leaderboards. I'm actually right here? Where am I at? Right here. With an 85 rift. Using that set. Let's see. It just sucks because everybody, it's... you're not seeing anything different. Oh, that was the issue. See, this ring for some reason now is glitched. And it has like a black border around it. Even in my stash. See? And this is just with the latest patch. So I don't know what that's about. Whether or not they were thinking about changing that item or something. Or they were marking it for something. I don't know.
Prove yourself worthy.
I will tell you this though, Caser. This feels a hell of a lot better than Crusader when Crusader first came out. Crusader was... it just felt terrible when it came out. It was like one of the worst feeling classes I've ever like played. You know, just... it was clunky, everything was like on a freaking weird animation. And this feels a lot better. Like they learned their lesson with Crusader. So keep that in mind, man. That, you know, they might be that way right now, but you never know. You might feel a little different once they change a little bit about it, you know. I do feel like its support-wise is great. It's one of the better support classes. But I know a lot. What the fuck kind of name is that? Talk to you, side. I'm sorry, I got distracted by that, but that was the longest name of a blue item I've ever seen in my life. I might actually just keep that for funsies. The support build is really good though, Caser. And I know like some people don't really play, they like to play solo and not in groups. So that's kind of another factor, but the support build feels really good. And honestly, if you don't buy it, the only thing you're going to be missing out on is Necro, some character slots, and some extra space on your inventory tabs. You know, it's not like Reaper of Souls where you're missing out on an entire expansion. So there's no pressure to. Oh, there was one other funny glitch that I wonder if they fixed. When I went to Kadala and I bought a bunch of bracers and then I was upgrading bracers, I kept getting the same wizard bracers over and over and over again. I wonder if that was fixed. And it wasn't like 1 or 2 times. No, I mean like in one, it was like I used 1,000 blood shards, bought all bracers, and I got maybe 10 of the wizard bracers out of it. I think there's a bug with the scythening ancient too much, the one for curses. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I mean, I've gotten an ancient one of that a couple of times, so it kind of makes sense, but there's still some like weird bugs here and there. There's a new one that was pointing out with one of the rings, the thing around it, and also legendaries. When set pieces drop, certain set pieces don't have names. Like this says bracers or gloves or whatever. It's just like a little bar. So this latest patch also kind of introduced some bugs. Every time I got those in bags, it's ancient. Damn. This is where this set shines. Is you get one of those shrines because you can keep popping Land of the Dead. And so your corpse lances eventually just like start murdering people. Too bad you can't fit a two-piece set in there. Yeah, I was actually talking about that a second ago, but if I could, I wanted to build the bone armor set with this two-piece set, so where the corpse lance. So like you could get close with the bone armor set, they take 850% more damage, and then you pop Land of the Dead, and you're just shooting corpse lances at them, you know. But you'll never be able to do it, unfortunately. They need to maybe do something for that. For something for tankiness, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much using Unity no matter what. And if I ever take off Unity, you get melted. And it's strange for me because I've never used Unity on any of my other classes before. You know, like I played Wizard and I played Demon Hunter Dagger build. And I've never used Unity once. And I didn't feel like I was squishing. I had luck with Corpse Explosion. Yeah, like I usually run Land of the Dead Corpse Explosion with that build, and it's really fun. You just get in and you spam Corpse Explosion over and over and over again, and then it gets you your stacks combined with Devour Aura at the same time. And then you get like a good 100+ stacks and just run around. But I think it would really like benefit to like be able to mix and match the sets with that, because if you can get that with the two-piece from this and just have that same concept and design, you know, you're just shooting out teeth and stuff, it would make that set a lot better. But then it would also kind of, Blizzard said they always felt weird about sets mix and matching like that. Try to get two pieces from one set and two pieces from another. They didn't like that too much or something. I don't know. I remember reading something about it in a Reddit thread. I also don't like this cathedral. I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. These maps look pretty cool, but the cathedral is kind of weird because it has a lot of like weird dead ends and stuff like that. Speaking of which, on some other fronts, has anyone this Twitch loot chest thing? I saw it on Twitter. No idea what it's about, but I just saw that Twitch is now gonna have loot chests. I wanted to look into that. I forgot about it. Alright, I'm just gonna find a way on. There we go. Oh, what's this? Speed. No idea. Am I hallucinating it? I don't know. I saw a Twitter about it. It was like introducing loot chests. You open it and you can like get emotes and stuff out of the loot chest. So it's making like emotes like special. I really gotta look into that. Otherwise, I just look like I don't know what the fuck I don't know what I'm talking about, but. There's two last sets that I want to try out. One I'm never going to be able to really is a Thorn set, and it's only because I never had a Crusader Thorn set, so I have nothing to build upon to make it right now. Take care, Casey. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it. The Thorn set and the LON set. Did I hear a goblin? Or is it just me? Yeah, there is a what the? Where's the goblin? Oh my god, it's a gobbo rift. I was like, what the hell is that noise? I know I just heard a goblin. I'm not gonna be able to kill him. This set is not designed to kill multiple targets like that. Oh shit. Oh god, sack of shit.
That needs to recharge.
Alright, I just gotta ignore them. I'm getting frost over. I can't catch those things. That's another thing that kind of sucks about this set. Really not meant to AoE like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa now. Whoa now. Keep getting frozen. You let all my gobos escape, you giant fucking asshole. Alright. I knew I heard goblins somewhere. And then when I saw it said I engaged them, I was like, wait a minute. The distance on Bone Spear probably poked him. I'm gonna explore a little more and see if there may be more gobos somewhere. But as you can tell, that's like the straight up downfall of this set is it's just AoE. So you're shooting as a one line thing that just shoots out, and the only real super damage comes from, like I said, when Land of the Dead, man. So are they gonna give us any lore or zone with the Necro? They have a little lore. It's not much so far. They do have zones that were added in. There's like, I want to say like 3 that I've seen in the rifts themselves, and then there's one where they have new transitional zones where it changes from being one look to another look. Like it constantly, it changes from like, God, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like it turns from a jail cell into a outside into a mountain cliff. Kind of like that. They call it like a rift zone, I think, or something like, not like a rift zone, but like a dimensional breach zone. That's where like 2 zones are melding together because, you know, heaven, hell, and earth kind of thing. I think there's a new map zone too. Was it in this one? I don't think they added in like a whole new one. Oh yeah, they did. Let's see, lower, upper, upper, lower. All these are kind of new. The Realm of Unbeating Fate is new. Besieged Tower. And a Realm of Fractured Fate. As you can tell. Like, so if we go to this. You see? Fractures into this. See? Took me a second to remember where they were. So it becomes this, and then whoop! Now you're in the battlefield. I think the whole point is they added in like new bounties and stuff for it. I don't think there's a point beyond there. It's just interesting because it's like fractured zones, you see. But it also leads to some interesting things that they could do with rifts. Be able to have rifts be like fractured like this. And then if you go to the top, I think there's one last one. Oh, there was more, actually. So, ooh. The depths.
All must serve the cycle.
Well, it like keeps on. I don't remember it being this long when I first looked at it, but alright, keeps on going. Let's just keep on trucking. I mean, it's really cool because you're just going from one zone to the next. So it just feels like really neat to have this whole like fractured thing and this fractured system. I don't remember it going on this long though. How smooth the transitions are, yeah. I like it. Also, like I said, it adds in a lot of options that they can add in for rifts. Maybe we can have a rift that kind of like this, like a greater rift or a normal rift.
I'm a buff baby that can dance like a man. I can shake 'em up, I can shake 'em I can.
Thank you, little me. I appreciate the cheer. Thank you, thank you.
Your buns. I can punch all your buns.
I will punch all your bones. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks for the support. Punching bones. I let go about like 20 of your brothers, Gabo. I'm not gonna let you go. Come back up here and make sure I don't. Oh. Well, bye-bye. Bye-bye, tower. I've never seen that before. Felt kind of bad. I just destroyed some rando tower. The poor architect who had to design that, and then they built it, and then I just come along and it's just held up by weak chains. And that's the end. So yeah, so pretty much, as you can tell, it just kind of goes from area to area. And then you come to the end and there's like apparently a massacre that happened. There's like their own little form of the Red Wedding going on right now. So that's that one, and that's just one of them. They also have this, the Realm of the Fate. They also added in these right here, which I have not been in some of these. But I'm assuming it's kind of like that one. Yeah, see, it has that transitional thing going on. I know it sounds sad, but I didn't really check these out because like I got the Necro and I was like, yeah, let me test the Necro, and that's all I've been really doing much. Ooh.
Give it more time. I must wait.
Transition's right there over to this. It's just... What was that? Was that hallucinating? That was like a portal that just kind of disappeared? It must have been something. Oh god. Itchy eye, itchy eye. No, 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 no.
I can't do that.
It's not like bad. I really just want to kind of take a look. This is like really beautiful. Oh damn. I like this.
This world can abide you no longer.
Nope, that's not the end. I wonder if they added the end to this. Oh, that was a lore sack, and I clicked it and nothing happened. So most likely they might have some lore there, because that was at the end of this. Yeah, this is the end. Well, they're gonna have a little bit of lore. All right, so let's go ahead and check them out. I'm just curious now, because I've never actually checked them out myself either. Alright, so lower, you go to lower, 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 and then upper right here. Let's see.
Weakness consumes you.
Alright.
This world can abide you no longer.
Hey, Gabo.
Give it more time.
Alright. There we go. New lore.
You want to admit very well be the ugliest creature ever to blight the world with its presence. Bereft of any features aside from its massive jaws, the rockworm appears to be a giant invertebrate. I should like to study it further, but its burrowing tendencies make it extraordinarily difficult to track.
I wonder if some of the new mob models are in these also. That'd be good to show y'all. I mean, so far I've seen like maybe 4. They have a werewolf, a werebear. They have some kind of weird bird dog creature. It's like bird dog. I don't know. With his face like rotten off. And then there's one other one that's like this weird crawling creature. That's the best way I could describe it. Weird crawling creature. It's pretty neat though. This one's like longer than the other one though. I guess it's taking longer to navigate through it. Okay, you are all German and blue. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe I went the wrong way. Let's check this way. For any of y'all just tuning in, I am looking at the new area real quick. They have like 5 new areas that they added in. And they're all these like fractured areas, and I'm just checking it out. I've never checked it out before, so I was just kind of curious. Alright, transition to the Hall of Agony. I plan on making a video for the current guides on builds and such. I was gonna wait until I see if they were gonna release some more legendaries before I make some kind of long video describing different guides and stuff like that. But since this latest patch has basically changed this 2-piece for this one, I might be doing that soon, just to kind of show off like the different sets. Like basically describe each set and then go through some, like maybe 1 or 2 builds that you can do with the set as an example of kind of what people are doing or done kind of thing, you know. That will all take time though, as I am only one man, and lately my time has been either puking, diarrhea, or child. All fun. This one seems a lot longer than the other one. The other one seemed like it like fractured off pretty quick into a new zone. This one's like, the zone seems kind of like stretched out. Oh, cool. Grey Hollow. Oh, look. Wolves. Look at the little wolves. They look exactly like they did in Diablo 2. I'll be completely honest with you. I've never seen a wolf in Diablo, and I've been playing this game for a very long time. I'll be back after the Destiny 2 revival. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for watching while you did, man. That's cool. I appreciate it. Destiny 2 is that. Maybe this does have all the new models. Maybe the werewolves here too. It is like a show, y'all. Did I not pay attention long enough and then I realized that they were there? Hmm? What you mean? Oh, so it's the first gameplay of Destiny 2. Ah, I see. Well, hi.
You will make a fine corpse.
Huh? What bit?
I must wait.
Oh, what time is the award ceremony, babe? 2 o'clock? Okay. So, I might be getting off at about 1, so that I can go get ready and everything like that. So I got about an hour left. And then, like I said, most likely I might be back on tonight or tomorrow. Let me confer with my my calendar. We doing anything tonight? We have that dinner? Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay. Okay, yeah, that sounds cool. We could go take her to see the new Aliens movie. That came out. It's not like it's gonna scare the shit out of her. No, I'm not gonna take my daughter to see that movie. I do want to see it though. And didn't it come out today? Isn't today the release date? I think it is for the new Aliens movie. There's another game that I was also kind of curious about playing. It's called Dead Cell. That looked very interesting too. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Oh, look, there's a teleport pad? Hey. Okay. Oh, so just as I'm seeing it, I went from this one to this one. Okay. I see. So it's just basically you traveling through the two. Alright, so let's go to here. If that's the case, I guess this one's the same way. You just travel to the... Yeah, you probably do. Okay, so there's like no ending thing or anything like that. It's just the two fate realms, and they probably added in more bounties or something. That's interesting. I mean, I like this. I wish they would add this into Rifts. This is really neat. I'm really, right now, just kind of going through it to see if there's any new mob models or anything like that. Whoop. Give it more time. There's a unique mob. That needs to recharge. This probably pulled down or something like that, yeah. Okay, so let's just keep on trucking what we can through. See if we can see anything new. Models or anything like that. Also, I will be making those videos probably, and it'll work on my editorial process because I am not the most amazing video editor ever. So it might actually help me progress with getting a little bit better at it, so I make more quality videos with stuff. Because eventually, I will be playing a lot of Monster Hunter and the new game coming out, Dauntless. So I will be making a lot of videos based on that. So it'll give me a good editorial process and see how I can make that a little bit better. These are new models, aren't they? They're like faceless snakes. Am I correct in that? I've never seen those before. I've seen the snake people, but not that weird skin tone faceless snake. That's pretty interesting. Those guys look like the ones from Pan's Labyrinth. All fleshy colored and veiny and nasty. Oh, what's this? Okay. Hey, I just destroyed your idol. Hey, destroyed your idol again. Oh, it's like a little event. That's cool. Alright. Hey, crab people. Love it. Crabs. This is a new type of zone, isn't it? I don't remember this zone ever. This is really cool. Yeah, I really like this zone. This is cool. Don't like the dead ends, but like the zone. Dun 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 dun. Just the truck and on.
That needs to recharge.
Enemies defy all reason.
Alright. And well, that's it. That's the end. That's the new zone. So let's go ahead and head on back. I like those. Let's go. New zones are neat. Alright. So, out of curiosity, let's do a greater rift. I'm on 11 right now, so let's try doing one around 11. I just want to see the speed clear time on a rift that I'm doing that's like level 11.
Unleash your power, champion.
Weird rubber band lag. I'm having a little bit of a lag. Clear time seems good. I mean, I'm not falling behind really bad. Killing mobs at a decent pace for a 50, you know. It's not really high, but I mean, this set's not really right now at the point where it can be super high, you know. Fun. I find so far my favorite set to just play is the bone armor set. The pet set, of course, is the strongest right now. This one might be the weakest, to be honest with you, but fun in a way. But bone armor set right now is the funnest for me to play. I like the bone armor set for the fact that it has a variety built into it. You're not stuck on certain skills or anything. You can kind of dabble around with it. Mainly because the set bonus damage is any ability that you do. So you can have a little more fun trying to find little builds and stuff like that, or work abilities into it. In this one, you're more kind of set on certain abilities and certain way to build it. And so is the pet. The pet's just flat out what you have to do is, you know, set in stone with it. Ooh, a shrine right there. Bam, perfect. On the Rift Guardian. Bring his body to me. Oh, hello. Hello.
My name is Ash, and like all, let's see the gem.
Alright. Let's see. 0%. Oh, that's gonna be 0%. So might as well just pour it into something. Doesn't matter.
I am returning to town.
Alright. Oh, this site. Look at that name. Infectious Sawtooth Scythe of the Incineration. Alright, let's identify. We'll try to get some more. I know. Depressing. We'll try to get some more ancient items so that I can build the LON set one day. Ooh, that is not bad. Alright, let's see. What's it gonna do? Oh yeah, this right here. Hello.
I cannot afford that.
Come on, ancient, right? Come on, ancient. I need an ancient one of the one I am currently wearing. The Jonestone. Alright, this is an ancient, but still pretty good. Nope. Nope. Yes! Woo! Alright, it's poopy, but it's ancient. That's exactly what I need. Alright. It's poopy, but it's ancient. Exactly what I need. Alright, guys. As for right now, I am going to be, holy monkey, going all... I couldn't click right. Couldn't click right at all. I'm going to be heading off. I'm going to go get ready for my daughter's graduation and all that fun jazz. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and host somebody. So I'm going to find someone who's probably doing a Necro test right now. Let's see. Let's take a look. Is anybody doing that? Thank y'all again, everybody, for the support, the follows today. I really appreciate it. Always good.